Hello, this is Will the Thrill here. The other day, I never thought anything like this would happen. I never thought anything like this would ever happen to any child. But the other day, I've heard news that really took me over the top. It really shocked me. It pissed me off. I was angry. I did not know what to say. But the other day, I've heard about Thomas Valva's death. In my opinion, it was murder. He, along with his older brother, are special needs. They have autism. I've heard both of them were locked in a cold, unheated garage. They've been locked in a cold and unheated garage. But the other night, one of them, Thomas, 8-year-old Thomas Valva, God rest his soul. I hope he's at peace now. I hope he's not. He was locked in the unheated garage as a punishment. He died that night. He froze to death. That poor 8-year-old boy. He froze to death. All because of that piece of shit father who was the NYPD. That's even worse. He was a police officer who's supposed to protect and serve the community, the city of New York. He's not a hero. He's not a cop, not in my opinion. He's a murderer. He's a murderer of kids. He let his special needs son die in a freezing cold garage overnight. The other thing is the Child Protective Service, the poor mother who tried to win custody, who divorced this piece of shit. This piece of shit won custody of these kids. Three boys and three girls, I think. I don't know, but this poor mother, she lost her kids. The judge who granted custody of this piece of shit of a father who's not really a father. This guy was three times worse than my father when I was Thomas Valva's age. This is a father who let his son die. Thomas, he was a loving little boy, just like I am. He tried reaching out to people that he was being abused, verbally and sometimes physically abused, and very harsh punishments. He cried out for help, and it looks like nobody listened. Not even the Protective Services. Not even that judge who was clueless and granted custody of that so-called father. He's not a father, not at all. That piece of shit, he needs to get the death penalty. He needs to be locked up in a freezer, naked, and freeze to death in that freezer. That'll be his execution style. That's what I want him to die from. For a murder of not just any child, but an autistic child. God, I am so upset about this. It happened the other day. I'm still upset about this. Nobody, no child, not even a child on the autism spectrum deserves this. They don't deserve to be locked up in an unheated garage, freezing cold garage because of their behavioral challenges. I got a feeling the CPS and that judge, they didn't care. I don't know if they heard he was on if he had autism and he didn't care and they didn't give him the safety he deserved. He desperately needed. Now this poor mother. Now she has to deal with the loss of one of her sons who are special needs. This better not happen again. I don't know what to do. This is a big, real big outrage. This better be a big outrage. That's why I want to say that autistic lives matter. Thomas Valva, rest in peace. At least you're not suffering anymore. Don't worry, Thomas. There will be justice for you somehow. Justice for you. Everybody, we better work on bringing justice for Thomas Valva. No child. I don't want to leave any child, no matter if they're special needs or neurotypical. No child should have to die like that because of some piece of shit, careless father, neglectful father, who is even worse than a cop of the NYPD. He needs to have his badge taken away permanently. He needs to be sentenced to death and executed in the style of being frozen to death. God rest your soul, Thomas Valva. An officer, former ex-officer Valva, burn in hell.